Hey, Joe here. Getting into my story of the day, whatever it shall be. I went to the dentist this morning. It was the fastest dentist trip I've ever been there because I had to just get X-rays and it was just a checkup because I had a cleaning a little while ago. Whatever. So there's like 1,000 people there, but I'm in and out in like literally 20 minutes. Don't know how that happened. I was very impressed. So afterwards, I go to Starbucks. Go figure. Me going to Starbucks, right? Starbucks, Taco Bell, pizza. So my three. I could survive on those three things. That's it. Um, so the one in West Babylon on Montauk Highway on Long Island, next to the Chase Bank and the Ghetto South Bay movie theater. So I go there all the time, a lot of the time anyway. And there's this one kid there who's one of the baristas, and I didn't know his name until I heard someone shout it today, to get his attention. And he's always been my favorite barista. Like, the drinks that he makes are just insane. I don't know why. It doesn't matter what I order. I change my order up a bit. But every time he makes the drink, it's just awesome. I don't know why. So he's this cool kid. He's like around my age, I guess, like around my height, skinny dude. And he's got a buzzed haircut, but his beard is the same buzz number as his head. And it just flows perfectly, and it's just like majestic as anything. He's just so cool. His name's Joe. From what I heard someone scream. But they didn't scream at him, they just needed his attention. But it's just entertaining, because every time he gives me my drink, like, he goes with this big smile on his face, and like, here you go, dude. And I'm like, thanks, man. But I look like a hobo all the time. Like, when I go out in public, if I am not going to like an event or a shindig or a party, I know those three things all kind of mean the same thing, but I don't really care to dress up. So like, I just wear hobo clothes. It's what I say. Pajama pants, scrubs, whatever you want to call it. You just scrub out. So I always look like a homeless person every time I go to Starbucks. And it's great, paying with my phone. So it's just funny that he has no idea who I am. I know it's Friday, but I man crush Monday on Instagram today, specifically this kid, because his drinks are insane, and he's just an awesome dude. So, yeah, I hope you have an awesome Starbucks barista, as I do. He doesn't even know my name. It's entertaining. Good times. Alright, so let's see what today's story is. Notice how I'm doing, like, multiple stories? Okay. Before I get into whatever this is, weird dream last night. It's a zombie apocalypse, right? As always, 6 out of the 7 days a week I dream about zombies. But this time it was weird. Like, I was with a group of people, and we were like in a hotel or something, which was pretty cool to be in an apocalypse in. Because, you each have your own room and all this and that. And you just, barricade the entrances and you're fine. Like, raid the kitchen until you're all cleaned out. You can survive 3 years tops, maybe, if that. So, a group of people, and the water was still working. So I was like, okay. So I showered. But this friend of mine, who I haven't seen in a few weeks, actually, he's watching me shower. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? So he then starts flirting with me. It was just weird. And then at one point, he kissed me, and I was like, dude, there's a war going on. I don't know what you're doing right now. It was strange. It's interesting. You ever have one of those weird dreams where you hook up with a friend of yours who you've never thought you'd ever have any inclination for? It was just weird. I don't know what the hell I ate last night before I went to sleep. Could barely sleep anyway. Oh, that's the zombie dreams. This has nothing to do with zombies. High School Musical. Where to begin? Okay. Friday, January 20th, 2006, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Disney Channel premiered High School Musical. I know that exact information because I was bowling that night, because I used to bowl for 10 years. I used to be a kind of good bowler. It wasn't that good, but I thought I was alright. So me and my brother were on a bowling league for 10 years, and we bowled on Friday nights. So that Friday night, I'm hanging out with people. This one kid we bowl with, turns out he liked me, so we were talking about, life and things. It was cool. But then I remember I recorded High School Musical to watch as soon as I got home. So January 20th, 2006, I was 15. I was going to be 16 March 7th, 2006. Yeah. So I'll be 24 in a week. I expect gifts. Just saying it. So that Friday, so we go bowl. We go home. I watched the movie. Now, I only watched that movie because I was obsessed with Ashley Tisdale. Hugest crush on her for so long. She was my, Women Crush Wednesday for years. Even before Woman Crush Wednesday was the thing. Like, she was on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna marry this girl. She's amazing. So I only watched it because of her. But then I'm watching it, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, Zac Efron's the man, and then here we are years later, and I'm still saying that Zac Efron's the man, so good for you, Zac Efron, as you will. So it became this thing, and I was in, when you turn 16 years in, you're a sophomore, right? You're in 10th grade? 14 to 15 is 9, 15 to 16 is 10th, yeah, okay. So I remember in the Spanish class, I don't remember anything of Spanish, but aside from Pequeño, it's penguin, I think. I don't even know. But I remember this group of girls that were singing around this together, and I go over to them and I'm like, "You guys watched High School Musical last night?" And they're like, "Yeah, why?" And I was like, "Cause I watched High School Musical, as in the week over the weekend." And like, "No, you didn't." And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of know the dance moves, but not really." So I'm doing like the arm thing, the push, and then the clap or whatever. But I couldn't remember it. Now, this is before you could record things. So this is before the DVR actually existed, like mainstream wise. So we had to record things on tape back then. Wow. Oh my god. Talk about dinosaur technology. Last decade. Damn. This is weird. So everyone's obsessive about High School Musical. It's breaking so many records all over the place. It was great. So then, no. Yes, I thought I got my timeline wrong, but I didn't. So, September 2006, I started my junior year of high school. It's 11th grade. And I started to get into acting. Like, over the summer, I started to watch more movies, obsessing over High School Musical, and I was like, yo, this is really cool, like, singing and dancing, and, like, it's actually, like, a cool musical. It's not like a lame musical. Like, this is awesome. So, I'm getting into it, and then this theater company on the island posted somewhere that they were having auditions for High School Musical, that they were going to do a stage production of it. It would be one of the first two stages on the island to actually perform the musical. So I auditioned, my first real audition for a show. I got I was in the ensemble, but some kind of extra. It was James the Earthworm. I was one of the thespians, one of the kids who couldn't sing, so there was live of him. And we did intense dancing. Oh my god, it was insane. But I was with these people for 6 months, literally. So for October to February, right? That's 6 months, maybe. November, December, January, February, March, April. No, I lied. Wait, it was September. October, November, December, January, February. Oh, it was 5 months. Okay. Yeah, you get my timeline right. Because I remember I was doing a lot more stuff outside of school at that point. I had to go to auditions. I had to go to rehearsals. I had to go to, dance practice. I had to go to, singing lessons and all these things. And then I started to not care about the show in school, and everybody started to hate me because I was getting paid to do a show and they weren't. I lost a lot of friends because I got musical. Let me tell you. But the original cast that I was with, we became a family. I don't really talk to most of them anymore, but when you're with each other every single day and you sweat and bleed and cry together, it's just you bond. It's just amazing. True story all around, huh? Right? So it was cool, and sometimes some dudes would be out sick, so I had to play Chad one day. That was hilarious. And then I had to be Ripper one day. That was the skater guy. But our dude who played Ripper, he had sick vocals. Like he could riff. Like riff is like you take a note and it wiggles. I think that's the best way to explain it. So there's this one part, and he's like, I can't do it. I'll try, but I had to mimic it because it was like set. Like this is what we do. So it was like, listen, well, I'm ready to tell about a need that I cannot deny. Dude, there's no explanation for this awesome sensation, but I'm ready to let it fly. Yeah, that was horrible. But you see how the fly went all over the place? That's a riff. Pretend I know how to sing properly, but that's what he did, and it was just insane. The vocals on it was insane. But it was cool because I got to ride my ripstick around on stage. Oh, it's right behind me. This way. That green thing. Ripstick. It's great. It's fun. So I did 4 runs of that. Different casts, different memories, different relationships, different friendships. It's memorable. So then I wanted to actually act after that. So I did a few more stage productions, regional theaters across the island, and then I was like, I'm kind of getting bored with theater. Let me try film. So it's like as soon as I graduated high school, MTV called me to be a commentator on something that Pete Wentz was doing. So I had to work in the city over that summer. Summer 2008, I was in the city all the time, working for MTV. And then I worked at Fuse, and then PBS, and then the ID channel, and a bunch of other different shows. And then I did, some stuff. I was a featured extra in Men in Black 3, but then they cut all my scenes, and I was so pissed. But I got to hang out with Will Smith, so that was cool. And then Barry Sonnenfeld, the director, and his daughters, by accident, because they saw too much of me on screen, apparently, so they were like, you, go stand in the corner. And the corner happened to be the director's tent, so I was chilling with his daughters. They were pretty cute. And I think they were my age. Roughly my age. Well, I was like 21 at that point. So, I mean, I've been acting since then. I've had an agent now since the summer, and it's just, I have a typecast. So, if there's no need for a murderer-looking, a beach bum-looking, a skater dude, a surfer dude, someone with long locks of hair. But I know how to act. I've scared a bunch of people. I've made a bunch of people cry. It's cool. Acting's cool. It's fun. It's just very difficult when you have a typecast. But you hope for the best, and you do what you can, and you market yourself as best as you can. That's why I'm on Instagram at least 100 times a day. So 3,100 followers and counting. Thank you to everyone who supports. So if there's an underlining meaning to High School Musical, it's that we're all in this together. I'm gonna go watch it at some point this weekend, probably. Cause it's awesome. Can't believe it's been 8 years. Did I put up an announcement on January 20th of this year? I must have. I had to have. I'm not gonna check. Anyway, this is probably the longest video. This is the longest video. And on that note, stick to the status quo. No, don't stick to the status quo. That's stupid. We're breaking free. Cellular fusion, which wasn't in the movie. It was in the musical. That was cool. It's another stupid one. Oh, and you're what I've been looking for. It's 10 hour